Well, well, well. Hello there.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. How are you doing this fine day?
I'm very fine, and it is also a day, so you've got that spot on.
Indeed, indeed. Well, I guess technically now it's night.
Oh, you're making things more complicated now,
I know
Macadam.
I always like to make things complicated on Weird News. But the first thing, as is tradition, is this real or fake?
Hmm. Now, here's the thing. Samsung has just brought out this really, really cool see-through screen. It's been
Yes,
going
you
viral everywhere.
yes. Well, you may be thinking about the CES, which is the convention.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when it comes to this, I think we have the technology to make that just one giant screen. So I'm wondering why it's three panels. I'm also wondering why there's someone standing behind it and why it is quite thin. It also doesn't look like it's fully touching the floor.
No, it is.
So I'm trying to see if the lights in the image look like the linear in a
Mm.
line rather than all over the place and random. And due to the fact I think there's a scaling issue between the person on the right hand side and the person behind him, with the amount of distance between them on the floor and how tall the person is in the background, I'm going to say this is fake.
Okay. You're
We will wait.
correct.
I'm correct.
You are. You are correct. It is fake. I know you wanted to wait for Lee, but Lee's had his time. There's no time for Lee. Lee'll appear. Don't
Exactly, there
worry.
is no time for Lee.
But yeah, I thought the person behind the screen on the left hand side would have like threw it because they look a bit off.
They look a bit off, like they're the puppet from the Muppets.
Yes.
They've got that weird jawline going on. But no, it was the scaling between the person standing looking at the screen itself, and then the person behind that person. Um, it just doesn't seem
Yeah.
correct.
No, I can see what you mean.
I'm
But-
good at this game.
You are much better than any other person. Mike and Lee are pretty much on like it's somewhere in the negative ratio of win to loss.
Nil point.
Now Twitch.
It's a thing.
Indeed, it is. Now, do you know what Amish porn is?
You came into this conversation at a really weird time, Lee.
Well,
Lee, Amish porn.
yes. What about it?
Do you know what it is?
I can't say I'm familiar. I'd imagine it'd be like quite analog. about-
Kind of, yeah. So, like, imagine an image where the clothes are still there, but they're covered with colourful bubbles so that it alludes to the idea of nudity, and your brain fills in the gap. They're not nude, but it
It's kind of like a-
alludes
like
to
a-
that idea.
Kind of like a boudoir kind of thing.
So they'll
Yes.
get on quite well with all the pixelated stuff that Japan sells.
Oh, yeah. Well, now, because obviously being topless is against Twitch's terms of service. However, people are getting... Well, now they're getting banned, but they were getting around it. They're pretending to be naked. So what...
It's artistically nude.
Yes, well, what women are doing is they're framing the camera in such a way where you can see a decent amount of their upper chest, and they're still wearing clothes, but it doesn't look like they are. Your brain subconsciously fills in the gaps of what you want to see, because their actual shirt is just out of frame.
Well, what I want to see is very different.
So
if
yeah,
if I'm being promised nudity, I want tits.
well, people are complaining that like this, once gaming platform has now turned into something more like OnlyFans. So they're just like, yeah,
I get it. Yeah,
like-
they're trying not to sort of court that audience, aren't they?
yeah, like that's why they're just like, well, we did it for, like what was it called, hot tub streams. Now we'll do.
Yeah.
Now they just did this instead of just straight up making a new category, because they would have got more backlash if they made a new category. They just went, nah,
Yeah.
fuck it, you're getting banned for implied nudity.
I mean, I get it in a way. I guess they probably want to keep their advertisers.
I mean, to be
no.
fair, like one person who doesn't want to keep their advertisers is
YouTube.
well, other than YouTube, is Elon Musk. It's like
Oh,
Twitter,
goodness.
or X, shall we say, is down by 71%.
No one is ever going to call it X.
No one's gonna call it X. But now, do you remember the chess champion, Lee?
Chest champion.
Chess champion.
Chess champion.
Oh,
Like-
not chest
I mean,
champion.
there's
Because
been
I would
many-
have won that
There's
cup.
been many chess champions.
I'm on about the one with the anal plug.
Oh,
that-
yes, that
oh.
one.
That one, yeah, yes, yeah. I'm familiar. Yes.
Well, now that was Western chess. Have you heard?
Oh,
Have you heard
I
it?
know exactly.
Have you heard of
what you're gonna talk
Chinese
about.
chess?
No.
I know the story.
Well, April, Chinese chess is a wild time because Chinese chess champion has been stripped of his title after defecating in a hotel bathtub. Also, when they found him, he had anal beads in, and they were concerned on whether or not he was cheating using anal beads.
I mean, that's probably why he shat in the bathtub, right? To get the beads out.
I'd love it if they just found him in the bathtub and they were just there amongst the evidence.
Yeah, he's just like lying in the bathtub, just a bottle of champagne, just like poo everywhere.
It's just E37. Like, I have no idea how Chinese like chess works.
I mean, I don't think lying in the bathtub and shitting yourself is part of the rules.
Well, I mean, he had just a massive rager afterwards.
Oh man, that's
I want
hilarious.
to play Chinese chess now.
So do I. I have no idea how it works though, because like this is clearly Chinese chess, and I have no idea
Is it
what
not
happens.
Chinese
It looks
checkers?
like
Is
you.
that not what it is?
Well, it's called Chinese chess. I have no idea how it works though. It just looks like you've got different. Like it looks like you've got a lot less pieces.
It does, yeah.
Now, April, would you like to know when you're going to die with shocking accuracy?
Tomorrow.
Is that a yes?
As in, yes, and I will die tomorrow.
Okay then. Well, scientists have created an AI system that can predict when you are going to die with startling accuracy.
I would stay well away from that. I don't know.
So-
I don't want to know.
Just so you know, it is a rate of 78% accurate, which is not terrible. It's better than some psychics.
It's concerningly accurate.
Yes,
Here's
it's
the thing, though,
concerningly
have they-
accurate. Not the most accurate.
Have
But-
they only tested this on people that are about to die?
They tested it on people who have died between 2016 and 2022.
Right, but then
Oh, thank you,
surely
Feng. Thank you,
But
Feng.
then surely the AI could just be like, are these famous people it's testing on? Because surely the
No,
AI could just pull.
they're literally they're giving it off models, of like actual people who have been like said, okay, this is when they died, but they doesn't give the date. It just says, you know, this was their lifestyle, this is who they were, and it's just a variety of different people, all age groups, all everything.
Well, actually,
Um,
that being said, I guess it probably makes sense that it can, because there's a lot of things that can kind of predict like mortality rates, isn't there?
Yeah,
Like-
I mean,
like-
there's like a general average, like a median of
Mhm.
like what they would predict, but nothing,
Yeah.
you know, nothing like this, which is 78% is still more accurate than I'd like it to be.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess if you actually stop to think about it, like there's a lot of like things that can predict mortality, sort of like
No, that's true.
lifestyle, like parts of the world that you lived in, the time that you lived in. You know what I mean? Like a lot of those things can predict it. So I guess 78% is probably about right, really.
Well, speaking of time, Christmas was a thing.
Oh
Yes,
no.
it
It
was.
was. Now,
And will be again.
Lee, you're a gamer.
I have been known to play the video games. Yes,
What would you get a cheetah on Steam for Christmas?
a cheater on Steam for Christmas.
Yes, I want to know what you would get, a hacker or a cheetah on Steam for Christmas.
Hopefully a permanent ban. Can I get them that for Christmas?
Yes, actually you can, because Steam trolls players by sending them gifts, which were just bans.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a gift from Steam, and the second they open it, it was like, surprise, permaban. Fuck you.
That's hilarious.
It was
That
great.
is actually hilarious. I love that.
So after people opened it and saw it, and some people did it, you know, like live on Twitch and things, there's like, oh great, I clearly like the people at Valve fucking love me.
Yeah, I take it you only got this if you were like cheating, so I didn't.
Yeah, if you are cheating on like
anything like
Dota.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Valve sent you a gift. So like because like so many people were getting gifts, they were like, "Hey guys, so Mr. Gabe, can I have my account back? I don't want to be banned anymore. I'll be good this year."
Lol, no.
It's
That's
like,
hilarious.
please, it's Christmas. Just like, fuck you, you cheated. Fuck you, you asshole.
Yeah. Like why? Just like, what's even the purpose? Like, it just ruins the fun for everyone.
Yeah, especially in a multiplayer game. I don't mind like mods and like cheat codes and stuff in single player games. Like, you know, like back in the day in like
Yeah.
PlayStation 2 era, there was cheat
Yeah,
codes
I mean-
everywhere. What I'm
that's what.
I'm completely fine with cheat codes in single player games. I do not mind. If you want to enjoy yourself and have like a flying tank or whatever in a single player game, go ahead, do whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing, isn't it? Like, you're not hurting anyone there.
Yeah,
But,
and
like,
in
yeah.
fact, you're making your experience better. And because
Yeah.
let's say example, San Andreas, where you could have a flying tank, is on par with something like Cyberpunk, which is a buggy mess where the cars just fly anyway.
Yeah.
It's literally just future proofing.
100%.
Oh god. Now, obviously, I mentioned an old game, but can you name an old block-based game, April?
Are we talking about Tetris, my love?
We are talking about Tetris. Because
love
Tetris
Tetris.
has officially been beaten. The original Tetris, there wasn't technically meant to be an end to Tetris, the original. However, there is a infamous soft lock screen. The game will actively freeze after a certain point. If you've played so much Tetris, the game goes into like essentially like a digit loop and doesn't know what to do. So this kid, who is 13, is the first person to beat Tetris. Or claims to be the first person to beat Tetris, because obviously no one's recorded themselves beating Tetris other than this person.
I would like to be that kid because that is a cool thing to have behind your belt.
Yeah. I mean, good for this kid. Beat Tetris. Like some people will say they're amazing at Tetris. This kid is literally the greatest of all time at Tetris.
I would like to be that child. I would like to be the best ever at Tetris. I love Tetris.
Now, what do you think of survival games, though? Because obviously
really like
Tetris is
survival
a
games.
old school survival game.
I love survival games. I think they're very fun. I'm not very
Now-
good at them, but I think they're fun.
What do you think of bad survival games?
What do you mean? As in ones that actively work against you, or ones that are just shit games?
ones that are completely buggy and a horrible mess.
Like Ark.
Let's say yes.
Lee,
Lee,
I think that-
you may need to go on push to talk, Lee, just so you don't April doesn't come through your mic.
Yeah, give me 2 ticks.
Thank you. The reason I mention buggy games or broken survival games is because there's a game that is now delisted from Steam. It was being sold for $40.
40.
And yeah, 40, yeah. And now it is being sold for thousands because of internet history. This game is called The Day Before. Now, this game was such a shit show. It launched and was shut down 4 days later. It was absolutely garbage, completely buggy, like no one wanted it. And now, third-party key sellers are selling it for upwards of $233. Some are selling it for $300. Like, people are literally selling their Steam accounts with the game on for more than $1,000. It's like when
Because it's unlisted.
yes, because it's unlisted. Because PT, for example, when the PT demo on PlayStation was
I
also
had-
like that.
I had a PlayStation with the PT demo on, and then my brother nicked my bloody PlayStation and deleted the fucking save file.
Yes, you
I
see, if you
could've
still had that,
punched
that
him
would
in
have
the
been
tits.
worth a couple of thousand.
Exactly.
Because people like this because it's like a thing of internet history. Like it's video game history where you can't physically get these things anymore. I mean, there's probably like just random copies online, but why the hell would you want to play this shit show? It's a shame because from what people saw, it looked like it might be fun. And I was like, oh, great, you know?
The screenshots look kind of competent. Like, it looks
It does.
fine.
I'll tell you right now, these screenshots were made. God, honestly, Mid-Journey, probably, because it sure as shit doesn't look like that in game.
What does it look like in game?
Do you
Dreadful.
remember,
Dreadful, absolutely
do you
dreadful.
remember Aliens Colonial Marines? That
Yes,
game?
with the whole thing where they changed one word in a line of code and it completely fixed the game.
Yeah, but also the graphics were like this. The graphics were like horrendous in game, but looked amazing in the screenshots.
I mean, that's always the case. That's why loads of games in E3. Oh well, E3 is officially dead now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, E3 doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't need to in 2024, does it?
Wah, wah.
Oh goodness. I mean, everyone has their own thing. But yeah, Lee, what do you think of the hit video game Fortnite? All the kids love the Fortnites.
I mean, I don't think it's for me. I played it like twice and then got my shit pushed in by a 12-year-old and never picked it up again.
And so someone's going to clip that audio, aren't they?
Probably, yeah.
Now, do you know who does like Fortnite?
Many people.
Zack Schneider.
Who is Zack Schneider?
He is this guy, the guy who made Batman and Superman, made Rebel Moon, made a variety of things. He's a very well-known director. Man of Steel, 300, Dawn of the Dead.
I do know him. Yes.
Yes, he's very interested in doing a live-action Fortnite movie.
Well, good on him. I hope it works out.
Well, I mean, I guess like a lot of things are getting video game adaptations right now, aren't they?
Yeah,
True,
but it all
like,
depends on if it's good, because most of the time they're bad.
I
Well,
don't
the
know
Mario
what they
movie
do
was
with a
good. I like
Fortnite
the Mario
movie.
movie.
I mean, I guess because they've had so many seasons and so many events and stuff, they can probably do stuff with it. But it'll be
I guess.
very strange being like, oh, where's my Rick Grimes and Thanos and Joker?
I mean, I guess it would just be like a movie set in the Fortnite universe, wouldn't it? It would just. wouldn't
Oh
necessarily
yeah,
have to-
it might be like
They
one of
wouldn't
those
necessarily have to.
things where it's like, I was playing Fortnite with Ninja, and then I got trapped in the game. Tron,
Yeah, like a whole
Fortnite.
sort of isekai, yeah, kind of thing.
But the thing is, with Fortnite, haven't they brung lots of things into the universe now? With
Oh, there's so many
like,
things.
I know you can play with Vegeta, and
Honestly,
goodness
there
knows
are
who else.
so many crossovers. It's hard to keep track of what is. It's probably easier to say what isn't an intellectual property in Fortnite than what is.
exactly.
But next on the agenda, engineering. Now, Lee, you've seen shitty computer programming.
Many times, yes.
Now, obviously, you'd assume a university course for an engineering course would have like shitty CAD, like design software.
I mean, not necessarily. Like they teach sort of like they tend to teach with like real industry up to date software these days, don't they?
Well, you know what's better than real industry up to date software?
Yeah.
Video games. In fact, Legend of Zelda inspires a new UMD engineering course. The Legend of
nice.
Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Yes. This is
Like how did it inspire it?
because the physics engine is remarkably robust. He was saying that like it's better than quite a lot of the other stuff. So he's literally made a course called The Legend of Zelda: A Link to Machine Design.
So are we talking like software engineering here, or like actual like physical engineering?
Physical engineering, like an actual engineering
Wow.
thing.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that. It's kind of like bringing the sort of subject to a new generation, isn't it? Really, just by
Yeah, he was
by teaching in a slightly different way.
like he didn't like the CAD stuff, and he was just like literally Zelda's building engine is better than what they have. So fuck it, we'll just use this instead in the course. It's like, here, go get a Switch, go play Zelda.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, they probably use the because you can build like huge robots and big
Yeah, you can build
monsters,
everything.
can't you? Yeah.
Like, do you get bonus points for 100%ing the game? Like, do you get an A?
Maybe.
Like, if
That'd be
you
interesting.
beat Ganon on the hardest difficulty, do you like get extra credit?
I hope so.
Now, what is one of your senses that you'd say is the most important when playing a game like Mortal Kombat?
Smell.
Smell. Interesting. Yes, you can smell your enemy. What-
Probably, I don't know, because some people can play games when they're blind, and they play games really well just by hearing.
Yes, you are correct,
So I think
and that
this
is
is
the that is the exact thing, because this pro gamer who relies entirely upon sound is fucking decimating people in Mortal Kombat.
Good on him. Like it must be so nice to be able to just be like, yeah, I'm the fucking best at this. I'm gonna beat all your shit, and it must be a fun feeling to know that you're like the tip toppity best.
But the thing is, like, if you're blind and a new game comes out in like the franchise, like, surely the audio would change. So like, imagine trying to learn that completely blind about what audio cues are what.
Must take a long while.
It must be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly. Madness.
Impressive though,
It
because
is very impressive.
to rely on a sense that obviously the game isn't necessarily giving you as the main thing to play with. It must be insane to have the ability to understand different cues from different characters that you play, and then
Yeah.
know exactly what the like finishing moves are. Where your character is in relation to other characters must be insane as well.
Yeah, like
So,
there'll
very
probably be like
impressive.
a subtle thing where like you'll hear like your foot move slightly on the ground, and like it'll sound like minuscule, slightly louder if they're closer to an enemy.
It's so cool.
It's bananas. But yes, from games to reality, and the crazy people in reality, specifically people from Alabama.
Yeehaw.
Now, what do you think about jumping in an aquarium?
I know what you're talking about. with
Yes,
this
you
one.
see, a
Not
man.
what-
Can I-
not
can
what
I
I thought you
introduce
were gonna
it?
go
Go
for.
ahead.
It's the man who jumped naked into the Big Bass Big
Pro
Bass
Shop.
Pro Shop aquarium. That thing's big and it has some big old fish in there. And he jumped in there in the nod and he knocked himself unconscious.
Wait,
Yes.
is this the one that's inside of a pyramid? The shop that's inside of a pyramid?
I don't know, but it would be cool
Yes,
as
the
fuck if
Bass
it was
Show.
that shop.
That's in Vegas. The Bass Pro Shop Pyramid is in Vegas.
April, right? When we get off this call, right? You need to go and have a look at the Bass Pro Shops pyramid. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, it was like an old building, and then Bass Pro Shop's like, fuck it, I'll buy it. Why not?
I love that.
Now, obviously, in an urn you put people, correct?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Now, how together does the person have to be?
Well, normally you're cremated when you put in the urn.
Yeah,
so-
normally you
Yeah,
should have
that's
told
it,
that,
that's
that to this guy. He looks like the Getting Over It guy with Bennett Foddy, or like a really pissed off leprechaun, just like let me out of me pot. You see, this man is stuck in an urn at Mountain Brook's party, loses pants, breaks expensive vase.
He lost his pants inside the vase.
Well, I mean, you know, how else are you going to get him out? The pants, it's an issue.
Wow. I bet you his pants holding him in. How the fuck did he get in if he can't get out?
I'm pretty sure like dogs get their heads stuck in bars and stuff. Like people get their heads stuck between bars and they're just like, oh, why can't I get out? You know what I mean? Normally it works well one way and then you're just like, well, shit, get the butter.
It's always the butter.
Grease me up, woman. Grease me up.
I just need a little bit more thrust.
Now, which state, because, you know, we can't have nowhere else in the world. Which state would you like to invite aliens to? So if you had to send a message from one state in the US, where do you think should be the representative of the planet Earth for aliens?
Just to make things spicy, I'm going to go with New York. Because the amount of things you see in New York subways kind of speaks for the whole broad spectrum of the human race.
Interesting guess. What do you think, Lee? Which state?
I think Alaska, just 'cause it would be funny.
Alaska. Okay, wilderness. Literally, the aliens will come down and be like, there's no one here, and go home. Well, the answer is Kentucky, because scientists have formally invited aliens to visit Kentucky. They have sent a message, and it's on its way to the TRAPPIST-1 system. Why not?
It's just that so that they come down once and then never come back.
I don't even know what's in Lexington, Kentucky.
I mean, it sounds like the middle of nowhere, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, but like when I think, you know, where I'd want an alien to visit first, or where I'd like to formally invite them, my first gut response isn't Kentucky. You know, when I think of Kentucky, I think of chicken. I don't think representative of Earth.
Isn't
No, me
Kentucky
neither.
really far right? Because it's next to...
Maybe it might be in like one of the Bible Belt states. And like, I
That's
mean,
what I'm
we're not
thinking.
American, but there's like a Rust Belt, Bible Belt. Yeah, can't remember. Now, speaking speaking of belts, well,
Come on, King of
hold on.
King of
I
Segways.
can do good
Come
segues.
on.
I'll think of a segue. Speaking of belts,
What do you use to keep up your pants?
you
Abram?
better put your seatbelt on because you're in for a crash. Now,
Hey.
if you crashed into a bar and the person was there, whose fault is it?
Hold up. It's if you crash into like a bar.
Yeah,
like
if you have sent your
pub.
car flying into a bar, whose fault is it?
a pub.
Yeah.
Type bar, not
Yep.
just like a rebar. It's normally the person behind the car because the building can't move.
Yeah, but what if that person was the police? Because police crash into an LGBT plus bar, then they arrest the owner.
You know what? This is
Why?
fucking.
Because they claimed that he was aggressive with the police. He wasn't.
Well,
They
I
were
mean,
just
was
like he was just
annoyed,
like
right?
he was literally closing the bar, and the police crashed into the front, and he was just like, "The fuck," and they were just like, "Sir, we are the police." It's like, I don't give a shit. You fucking crashed into me bar.
So how did he get arrested?
Right, yeah.
Because they claimed he was being aggressive towards the police because
Fuck
he
off.
was very upset that they crashed into his bar.
Hey mate, you've just destroyed me livelihood. The thing that you're supposed to protect because you normally go and help people with Starbucks when they've got
That's
fucking broken
that
windows,
sounds
but
like
it won't help me
that sounds
when
like
someone's broken in
harassment.
my
That
fucking house.
April.
Ugh.
No, that sounds like harassment, April. Yeah,
Arrested.
he has your rights. Get in the car.
Anarchy, free the
The
state.
problem is that some cops just think that they're owed respect just by the fact that they're cops, and yeah.
I'd love it. I'd love it if the coppers. I'd love it if the coppers got out of the car and was like, I know I'm not drunk. Fuck you.
You're all
Eh,
drunk.
What do you mean I crashed into a bar? Oh, it's bad. Now, if Jesus had a deep fryer, what would Jesus do to his enemies?
Serve them fish and chips.
If he had a deep fat fryer, what would he do to them?
Yeah, what would he do to his enemies? Because obviously, you know, like, think about what would Jesus do to an enemy.
I mean, Jesus is kind of like a peace and love sort of guy.
Yeah,
isn't he?
you would have
know,
thought
turning
so,
the
but
sea.
like, imagine he had a deep fat fryer. What would he do?
I don't feel like the deep fat fryer really affects my opinion in this situation.
Huh, interesting. So you're saying that the peace-loving Jesus would probably be like, nah, turn the other cheek.
Yeah,
Well-
here's some fish, mate.
Let's go and see the pastor, because you see, pastor is arrested for attempting to shove wife's co-worker's head into McDonald's deep fat fryer in North Carolina after she called him, claiming her colleagues were disrespecting her.
Understandable.
What goes on in people's heads to think it's okay to burn someone's face off?
The Lord.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to go and ask for forgiveness, isn't he? He's
Yeah,
gonna
the
be
Lord.
fine.
What's weird is that's not the only thing about Jesus this week. Now, when you think of Jesus, do you think of Shia LaBeouf?
No, I'm sure he thinks he's the Messiah, though. He just
Yes.
strikes us as the kind of guy who has a Messiah complex.
Well, you see, Shia LaBeouf is mulling over a plan to become the deacon after Catholic confirmation.
I mean, he's just been confirmed. You know, I think you need to, like sit with it for a few years before you.
Yeah, work your way up. You know,
work your way up, mate. Like,
honestly,
read the Bible a few
imagine
times.
in like a good couple of years, he gets to his like 70s and he goes to like Vatican City and he's just like, I'm Pope now. Pope Shia LaBeouf.
I mean, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing that happened in this timeline.
I would go to Ladbrokes right now and put a £5 bet on because if that actually comes to fruition, I'd be a fucking millionaire.
Oh God, yeah.
Just on the off chance, yeah.
I just put a pound on. You're just like, oh, so Shia LaBeouf is now the Pope. Yeah.
Saying that, when it actually does happen, £1 million will be worth the pound. So
Yes,
there's no
that's
fucking
very
point.
true. You'll earn your money back. Now, if you were thinking bad things in America, specifically as a child in a school, just thinking it, not acting on it, what would a judge tell you to do? You haven't committed a crime. You've just been
Right.
thinking about it.
I've been thinking about committing a
You've
crime.
been thinking. It's like Minority Report. You're thinking about it. You haven't done it.
Well, I guess there's nothing to really do about that, is there? Like
Life in
thoughts-
prison.
Thoughts
Life
about
in
crime?
prison. Interesting. Well, how about you write a book report as punishment for your plan of alleged shooting?
So yeah, just write your manifesto, mate.
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Why not? America. Da da da. You know what? We need something else. We need something different. How about the elderly?
Of course.
Are the elderly being arrested again?
No. How old do you think is the oldest working model?
Oldest working model.
Yes.
I'm gonna say like 90s or something.
Well, you are
I'm
correct.
going to say 110.
90s, unfortunately.
You
This
said
is
that.
her.
You said that after Mackie D said I was correct.
I know. Carmen del Orefes is known as the oldest working model in the fashion industry at 92.
She looks-
doesn't look bad for 92, like, does she?
She looks like she's drank the blood of so many unborn children to get that face.
Oh,
That's like a
yes.
Cruella de Vil style
Clearly a lot of
facelift
makeup. but
face.
Yeah, wow,
Yeah,
she is,
the
not bad.
that isn't her hairline. That's actually just the clips holding her face in place.
Exactly. Well, whatever she has drank, she's done a good job of drinking it. Good on
Yeah.
her for having
Yeah, I tell you what,
a
like,
cool
if I
career
look
at
off,
that
if I look
age.
off as good when I'm 92, I'll be happy.
I love, for some reason though, like every one of these outfits, even maybe not this one, but all of the others are Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, completely
100%
Cruella de
she's
Vil.
really
All of
giving
them
off
are
the
Cruella de Vil.
vibes, isn't she?
Like Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil,
Happy Cruella de Vil.
Cruella de Vil on a nighttime.
Cruella de Vil on a
Cruella
good
de
day.
Vil. Cruella de Vil before bed.
Exactly. In a pink phase.
I feel like she's leaning into it, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, work with what you got.
If I looked half that good when I was that old, then, the world would be a good place.
Indeed. Now, April,
Doesn't
how
even
do
look that good
you
now.
repel crows?
Shouting really loudly, fuck off, crows. That normally works.
Close. The answer is a diamond-shaped piece of plastic.
Ah,
I mean, I feel like, if anything, that would attract crows, because they like, unusual objects, don't they?
That's magpies.
Oh, okay. Forget I said
Yeah,
before.
magpies like shiny stuff. This has a similar effect to that, but it works in reverse for crows. So crows are auspicious omens in Japan. So what you do is you hang them outside, and as it spins, the light reflects off these things, and it gives a weird vibe to the crows that they don't like.
It attracts magpies instead.
a boogie
And,
boogie
that would be
boogie.
great.
It's
Yeah.
got a whole other problem.
Yeah, so it's apparently something to do with the way the light is reflected. Makes the crows uncomfortable. Although, that doesn't explain why it only works for 6 months.
Well, because then you've got to buy a new one.
I'd love it if it just had a scent on. Like, that only crows could smell.
Well, kind
And
of
they're
like how
just like-
spiders don't like the scent of, like, kind of like spiders like the scent of mint.
Yeah, and like spiders and flies don't like chestnuts, which is true. They don't like conkers. That's why if you have conkers in your house, they'll just not appear.
I think it's absolutely hilarious that if you sprayed that with anything, it would just be like Kentucky Fried Chicken smell, and the crows would be like, "Oh no, they're cooking us."
Like, it's just weird that it only works for 6 months. What, and then do you get another one? Or do you get one that only works on the other 6?
Got to get that recurring revenue, Mackie D.
Well, I mean, it looks like you buy it in a pack of 2. Do you use
maybe
one for the first 6 and then the second one, or do they expire?
Maybe crows are intelligent. Maybe they just get wise to it after 6 months.
That's true. Now, what will science do to make you stop feeling hungry without feeding you?
Plenty of things, Mackie D, and one of them is called Ozempic,
Yeah,
What the
some kind of appetite suppressant.
Fuck is Ozempic?
weight loss drug.
Weight loss drug.
It-
Well, how about
It's a
a
appetite
magical vibrating tablet?
suppressant. And
Wait,
magical-
is this a suppository? Because that's something else.
No. This is a small pill that vibrates to make you feel full.
That would just feel like it would make us puke. Just
Yeah,
thinking
I
about
would
that
not
doesn't
wanna
sound
try that.
nice.
So what it does is it vibrates once it makes contact with the stomach, and then it's like, oh, you feel a bit full. Apparently,
I don't know. I
the-
feel like there's better ways.
well, apparently the pigs that they tested it on were almost 40% less food in the next half an hour with the pill.
Interesting.
So you'll have 40% less food because you'll feel full because there is quite literally a rumbly in your tumbly, but you feel fine about it.
Well, hey, if it works,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be like pooping it out and charging the thing, but
Yeah.
you know,
God.
Re-swallowing it.
It's actually just wireless charging. You just have to put the charging pad somewhere on your stomach and just you'll hear a beep.
put the charging pad on your bum, and then you're ready to go.
Now, obviously Lee wasn't here for real or fake. So, I'll ask this to you, Lee. Is this real or fake?
I mean, that could be real. I think that's real.
Okay, April?
I think this is also real. I think that's a very well done tattoo. However,
Mm-hmm.
there is something about it that is slightly off,
Yeah,
and I
think it's the
don't know
legs.
what. But I am going to say real. I also think you should show Lee the real or fake from the beginning.
Oh, well, this one?
I think that's real, right?
No, it's fake.
How is that fake? That looks.
How's that fake? Because the woman behind it has like 3 legs, and the person
Oh
on
god!
the right
actually,
is
yeah, I just spotted that actually. Yeah.
yeah, and
Look
the
at this,
person on
look
the
at
right
this.
is like small.
This is the thing with AI. It's sort of like I'll look at it and it looks fine, but like the longer I look at it, the worse it gets.
Well, the reason I mention this rather realistic, lifelike picture is because there's 2 tattoo stories. The first is this: a tattoo artist creates impressive photorealistic tattoos.
It's very
Yeah, that's pretty
photorealistic and impressive. Yes. Wow, that
Oh
cool.
man, that's so good.
That one doesn't look real.
No, they are all real.
That's insane.
They're making
Very
remarkable photorealistic tattoos. This
Very
this is
well
their
talented.
specialty.
Like whatever this person's being paid, like it's not enough.
Like, look at that, man.
That's so good. Like, how'd you get
The
it,
fact
like,
that that's a
clean?
tattoo is bananas.
Yeah, they must have to. You must have to use like so many different like pigments of ink and stuff.
Well, they'd also probably have to use, like, you know, the blackest black and the pinkest pink. You know, those excessive colours,
Yeah.
which, like,
Uh-huh.
are just the darkest of each kind of type. Like, especially with something that has fur. Like, imagine how long that
fur
would
looks
take.
so good. Yeah.
This cat,
the
like the cat and the
man,
dog.
Yeah.
Jesus. But yeah, that's not the only tattoo. Obviously, you know, maybe you don't want photorealism in your tattoo. Maybe you want something a little more sparkly. Well, this person's got you covered. These are glitter tattoos.
I've seen
what?
these. These look insane.
So it's like glitter in the ink or something.
No, she like tattoos the tattoo to make it look like it's glitter being stuck on your skin. So she uses different colors that are really vibrant and then highlights those colors to make each individual sparkle.
Oh, that's. Do you know what it
Yeah.
is? That's actually to me. That's actually more impressive than the first one.
Yeah, it's really
It's just
cool.
that's such a unique style. That's so cool.
I mean, honestly, I hate glitter, but I guess this would be fine because it isn't glitter.
Yeah, but it's like I mean, even if you don't like glitter, you got to admire the
Oh
style,
yeah, I
right?
definitely
It's like
admire.
a really
I
cool
admire the
style.
craft. I just I hate glitter. Glitter is horrid. That's why for the longest time there was a thing where you could literally send your enemy glitter in a card. You
Yeah.
could pay someone to send them glitter.
I really want to send that to a place I used to work for. I don't
Just
want to
somewhere
mention
you
it on
hate.
stream, just because I think I might do it for like a birthday thing
Yeah,
of my own.
or you know, should Shia LaBeouf become thingy? And the
Go
shops
buy a box of glitter to celebrate.
and then the hospital shop or workplace is there. Oh goodness! But this isn't the only creative thing. Over in South Korea, this artist is making extremely detailed celebrity figurines.
I've seen hyper-realistic figurines before, and they're creepy as all hell, because
Yes, they
when you
are.
see them, they're like latex for the skin, so he has to open up the eye socket to put the eye in, and it looks very, very weird when he does it.
That's really cool.
It's
I like the Joker.
weird.
That's awesome.
It's just weird. I don't like it.
I don't know. I think it's really cool. Like
It's cool, but it's there's this
you know what it
uncanny
is?
valley about it where you're just like,
I'm
"Ew,
actually,
no."
I'm actually not getting the uncanny valley thing. Like it looks so realistic that I'm
Yeah.
not actually like getting that.
Well, I think it's also because I can see the person's hands in them, so that
I
looks.
guess,
It's just.
yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, not my cup of tea. But obviously, maybe you like art on books, because there's this art. Young Artist is bringing back the dying art of Bookforge edge painting.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
So this is where you paint the actual edges of the book, because normally, like, people just stop doing it because it was far easier to just be like, well, we'll just print it on paper. There's your book. You're done.
I'm kind of just interested in that story on the side there. That's a Japanese man has 4 wives, 3 children, and no job.
Yep, that's another weird news story. I didn't cover it though, but yes, that is another weird news story.
These books, the fun thing about them is that when you turn the books one way and hold them in a certain way, you can actually paint 2 different images depending on which way you look at the book. So you can paint an image on the. I've seen this lady before. Yes.
Yeah.
You can fold the pages in a certain way, and there's another image there. And then you let them relax as normal, and there's a different image. She's insanely talented, though. She's done the full Lord of the Rings series, and they look crazy beautiful. She's an incredibly talented artist.
Like, I cannot do art to save my life. I am not an artist at all. I do acting. I just don't do this kind of art. But if I did do painting, or you did painting, April, how many brushes would you use?
I normally use one, but there's loads of people
One?
that do use like
Yeah, I was going to say
hundreds.
April does actually paint quite a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, I know, but how many do you use, while you're painting at the same
Normally
time?
one.
One.
Normally one.
That's a fair, reasonable amount. Well, how about 10? Because this artist paints with 10 brushes at the same time.
Whoa. I mean,
this
like
is
at
the Edward Scissorhands of the art world.
Yes, this
At the same time.
Edward Brushhands.
the painting's incredibly detailed, and he's a very, very talented artist. But what on earth is that technique, man?
I think he's just one of those people who's just like, oh god, I keep losing my brushes. Well, at least if they're attached to my hands, I won't lose them.
Hey, to each their own. He's incredibly talented, and goodness knows how long it takes him to get there, and why it took him 10 fingers to get there. But
It would be
wow.
so funny to watch him just go, and then this art appears.
I mean, I guess it's a really cool process in a way, because I suppose what he could do is he could have like a different shade on each brush, couldn't he?
Yeah, and like
if
also
any-
like as you can
yeah.
see, there's different styles. Like some are pencil, some are some are a
if
variety
anything,
of different things.
if anything, like if you got really, really good at that, it would probably like really speed up the process.
Like first he found a way to attach 3 brushes to his fingers on his right hand. After getting used to them, he added 2 more. Before long, every finger had a brush. Why not?
Some people are just unfairly talented.
Now, you may have seen this tree in, when I was scrolling down the stories. Can you tell me how many chains need to be on a tree?
Chains.
Chains. Metal chains.
I don't think any really need to be on a tree.
Well, you see, this chained tree is famous because it's under arrest for over a century.
It just looks like something from Elden Ring, to be honest.
Yes, it does. It was under arrest in 1899 when a British officer decided to teach it a lesson for moving away from him. Yep,
How did the tree move away from him?
he was drunk.
Ah, that explains everything.
Yep. Fuck you! Fuck you, tree! How dare you run away from me, bastards! I'm gonna chill you. Fuck you.
I'm just wondering where he got the chains from when he was drunk. Was he just like carrying them on him or something?
I mean,
or-
he's a military officer. Like, he probably
Yeah,
just
but why
went
would
back.
he-
He probably went back to the barracks and just went, "Hey, those chains, that's on that cannon. Sir, we use them to keep the cannon locked down and keep all the shit safe. No. This tree. Asshole. Complete asshole tree. Lock it up. Lock the tree up."
Look at it, stole my juice.
It was like, I was like, "Stay there, tree. Look away." Trees moved like a lot, so much. Now, would you hold a funeral for an insect if you'd killed it?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Well, a pesticide company is holding a temple ceremony in honor of all its killed bugs.
Yes, this is exactly how I want the human race to be, because it's not very fair that people kill bugs when bugs are so important. I don't agree. Yes, I'm happy about this. This is a good one. I like this.
Okay. Now, there is also another thing in Japan, specifically a cafe where, unfortunately, you, Lee, and me are probably not allowed.
Is it no foreigners?
No, you see, it's exclusively for negative people.
Oh, I'm definitely not
Oh,
allowed.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, it only caters to pessimists and people with a general negative mindset.
Okay.
You're
I guess-
only allowed to go in if you feel like shit.
So it's like you just get to complain at the barrister or something.
You have to
or
be a self-described gloomy person.
just like walk in just wearing all black and a trench coat or something.
As long as you're miserable, you'll get served. The only good thing about my dad was that he was an earnest person, but 22 years ago he suddenly disappeared, leaving me behind this letter that said, "Pegasuses are real."
And that's the name of a cocktail.
Yep. These are the name of cocktails, also such as, "Yesterday, I buried my cursed Kokeshi doll deep in the mountain forest, but when I woke up this morning, it was back on my shelf." Ooh, you know what I'm feeling actually? I'm not feeling that this time. In fact, I'm feeling so miserable, I think I'll order an "on my birthday, my mum sent me a melon from the countryside, and I didn't have the heart to tell her that I really don't like melon very much anymore."
I'm wondering if these names are like shorter and these
No,
sentences are shorter
no.
in Japanese.
They are bizarrely long cocktails.
I might actually have to have a look into this. Actually, I'm quite tickled by this one.
What, the exclusive negative people cafe?
Yeah, I'm just kind of interested in that concept.
Well, what I'll do is I will send you a link to the lovely cafe.
Thank you.
No problem.
I want to know if the drinks taste depressing as well. Do they taste like peach?
Just like bland, just tastes bland.
Well, I assume the one that the person fucking hates melon probably tastes like melon.
No, it
Yeah,
should
it
taste like cherry.
Well, yes, it'll make them even more miserable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. If you're
Because they
going
don't
for
like
a
melon.
miserable vibe, like, what happens if you feel happy as you drink? Do you get kicked out? And like the second you get kicked out, you feel like shit. So they're like, come on back in. You've learnt your lesson.
Plus, you didn't pay your tab.
Well, that's not the only thing in Japan, because, after you've had your miserable drinks, maybe you're feeling a little peckish. Not a lot peckish, a little peckish. Because there's a Japanese restaurant that makes the world's smallest sushi.
But then how could you be sad when looking at that? That's adorable.
No, that's
Its
not
famous
bad.
gimmick is making the world's smallest sushi with a single grain of rice.
Wow.
There it is.
Oh my god, that's so cute.
Do you want a full sushi platter?
Just eat it in one go, just like shot it in one go.
Yeah. God.
That's cute. I like that.
The thing with anything like small and like silly like this is it's cute and adorable. I'd never go though. If I wanted sushi, I'd probably
Well,
go to a
obviously
decent
it's-
place that made sushi.
Well, obviously it's a gimmick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's you wouldn't go there if you actually wanted, to be fed because you'd be
Yeah.
freaking starving.
The internet people would go here and be like, look, I ordered sushi. TikTok. Now, Lee, you
Yes.
like coffee.
Yes, I do very much like coffee.
I really don't like coffee. I can't get into coffee. I really can't. But maybe this is the coffee for you, because at 928 milligrams of caffeine per serving, the world's strongest coffee is not for the faint of heart. It's called Biohazard coffee.
Yeah, I've seen these things before, and like there's been loads of them, and they all like inevitably taste awful. Like they taste like absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, with the world's strongest coffee, in 2013 they wrote about called Death Wish, promised 200% the caffeine content of the average dark cup. Launched in 2016, Biohazard coffee is the now strongest coffee and makes it barely safe to consume.
Yeah, like honestly, this just sounds like a horrendous time. Like it just
Why would
sounds
you
like
want
just be
something
sweating
that
bullets
is
and just yeah.
barely safe to consume? They're like, it might kill you. It's like how that puffer fish,
Like the fruit, yeah, yeah.
The Japanese hate puffer fish. They literally only make it because loads of Americans go over and they're just like, oh, I'll try the puffer fish that could in theory kill me.
Yeah, it's just like
It's apparently a garbage flavor.
Yeah.
They're just like, it's horrid.
Probably.
But,
This coffee I guarantee is going to be a garbage flavor because like, when you get coffee that's strong, it just has no flavor apart from just bitter, basically.
Yummy.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, this probably could actually kill someone with a sensitive heart.
Yeah, probably. But over in
I will not be
France,
drinking it.
do you say that the French do cuisine good?
Well, they eat snails, so I don't respect it. I don't respect the opinion of any country that eats snails.
Well,
Yo,
we'll be
those
coming.
dudes made a croissant, so you can leave the French
I mean,
alone.
to be fair, we'll be coming across a French dish later. That is even more horrific because it's banned. But this one,
I know which one it is.
Airbus. Maybe you can introduce it. Because Airbus Christmas dinner, worse than giving birth, people have described it. 700 fall sick after Airbus staff Christmas dinner.
Oh man, was it made by? Oh, it was made by its own restaurant. Oh
Yes,
goodness.
they were served foie gras and lobster, and people described it as worse than giving birth.
I was gonna say that actually looks kind of nice. Is that like a picture of the actual meal?
Pictured at the company. Yeah, pictured at the company in Western France.
Because that looks kind of good. To be honest with you, like it's. I wonder what happened there.
It's probably
£13
because
a
they
head.
didn't cook the seafood properly.
Yeah,
they
probably.
Yeah, it's all seafood, isn't it? They
Yeah,
probably
it's all
cooked it properly,
seafood.
didn't they? Yeah.
Now, obviously, you'd expect the toilet to be pretty rough after this meal, correct?
It would be like an absolute. It would be like a war zone.
Some would say it would explode.
Yes.
Well, over in the world of America, at Dunkin' Donuts, exploding toilet at Dunkin' store in Florida left customer filthy and injured.
Oh wow!
Good God. What was that? Was it like some kind of like gas buildup or something? Because I know that happens sometimes. They get like gas buildup and it kind of just vents in like a really violent manner.
It just exploded. Like the entire thing just went bang, and they assume it's a gas buildup, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it say why it happened or?
we contacted email on further details. He couldn't answer questions until the following day. They did not immediately respond seeking comment. They're probably just going to settle it out of court.
They're gonna have to, aren't they?
Yeah, because they're not going to say shit. Now, obviously, as you know, I'm allergic to cats.
Yes.
But I don't want a vaccine. What if every cat was no longer allergic and every cat was hyperallergenic?
Then I would have 9.
Well, scientists have finally created a cat allergy vaccine, and this now works. This is actually a vaccine that is functional. They did tests for it at the end of last year, and now it's ready to be rolled out.
So why wouldn't you take it then?
I don't take it. It's not for me. It's for the cats.
Oh, it's for the cats.
Yeah.
Oh right, I thought it was like for you just like inject a human and it's
No,
like
you,
all right,
you
you're no
inject it
longer
into the
allergic to
cat
cats.
once, and it becomes hyperallergenic.
Oh wow.
I love
okay.
it. I want it. I want a cat.
Yeah.
I mean, that cat doesn't look particularly happy.
Oh, well, that's not the worst thing. So obviously, this is just like one shot and it's done, and now everyone can have cats. Very nice. Now, over in China, they do some horrid shit in China. Now, Mickey Mouse is no longer copyright, correct? But the Chinese didn't care about copyright.
Nah, not really.
Can you tell me one distinct feature on Mickey Mouse's face that is quite distinct?
Ears?
Ears, yes. Now, what if those ears were on a dog?
Oh my god, that's... Oh, what the hell?
It's horrid, yes. It is a cosmetic procedure that people are putting dogs through.
I mean, it looks kind of AI generated, I'm not going to lie.
It's not.
Like,
AI
if you
generated.
had this on real or fake, I would have said this was fake.
Yeah, it is not computer generated.
Oh,
It is just
man,
assholes.
That's bad.
There is
I
only
know.
one reason why a dog needs anything cropped, and if that's a working dog on a farm, because if it gets eaten by a coyote, you don't want it to have its ears ripped off by the coyote. So you do it as a preventative procedure for when the dog's able to like work and get rid of large animals from the farm.
I didn't know
That is the only thing that is justified in my eyes, because it can be done safely by a vet. And any vets that are doing cosmetic procedures on their animals that don't improve the quality of the dog's life, such as when dogs have droopy eyelids or dogs have excess skin, then it can go fuck off and die, because it's a ridiculous thing. It's a ridiculous thing where people would want to cosmetify their dogs in any way like that. Don't agree.
Do not worry. We're nearly at the end of Weird News. I know. But, you've heard of a guard dog. What animal would you replace a guard dog with? Now, I'll tell you what they're guarding. They are guarding prisoners, inmates.
To perform the same function as a guard
To
dog.
perform the same function, yes. They don't have dogs. What would they replace them with?
Anaconda.
Anaconda, interesting. You think an anaconda's going to chase after a criminal?
I think it would be really scary.
Okay. April, what do you think?
Lions.
Lion, interesting. Going like very, very Neolithic. The answer is something that you will probably want to just run away from. And in fact, Lee has got the profile picture for. Because it's
God.
geese.
Oh no!
Yes.
Perfect.
The prison replaces its guard dogs with a flock of vigilante geese.
Oh my
Perfect.
god, that would be horrifying. Like
Yes.
that would actually be like, do you realize like how vicious geese can be? Like,
Yeah,
when
they're
wired up?
horrendous.
Like I joke about it with having like the profile picture of the goose with a butter knife in its mouth, but like they're really, really, really vicious animals.
Yeah, in Brazil, they apparently make noise when they detect a strange noise, like someone trying to escape. So, yeah, they're pretty fucking good. And also, I'd probably rather get chased by the dog than a pack of geese.
Yeah, like honestly, because the geese will not stop.
No,
The
geese
geese
are
won't
fucking
stop.
assholes. Yeah, there they are. In prison, ready for their watch.
This is a beautiful time to be alive.
Not if you're
Oh,
a prisoner in
goodness.
Brazil.
Now, obviously, these are geese. They're the asshole swans. But obviously, swans are pretty cool. But they're also
No,
assholes.
no, I was gonna say swans are assholes.
Yeah,
as well.
swans are assholes. Now, what if a swan was a car?
You can get
Go on.
pedalos shaped like swans.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a pedalo, not a car, because this
Oh,
the swan
it's
car.
beautiful.
apparently the most outrageous vehicle ever built. The swan car was commissioned in the 1900s, and here it is, the swan car.
Right, April. Do you know when we have like a wedding car? For a wedding.
Yes.
I want this.
Yes.
Ah, here you go. Here's my swan car.
Oh, I like the pineapples on the side as well.
Ah, yes. When
I'm just
I
giving
think
that pineapples.
swans, I think the pineapples of Swanland. Made by a wealthy engineer. Here you go. Here's my swan car. But obviously,
That is fantastic.
this from the 1900s. It's old. It's yesterday. We need something new. Let's head over to Russia, where they're making electric cars. Now, would
Okay.
you like to see their latest electric car?
I hope it's
I
teeny tiny.
absolutely
Now,
would,
obviously, you wouldn't ridicule it, would you?
yeah.
Look at him! Oh, he's so derpy.
He is. It's the electric car that everyone's kind of laughing at. It's been dubbed the
Oh
ugliest
my
car.
goodness,
Oh,
that
it's
is.
so ugly, I need it.
It looks like an inbred Royal Mail van.
It does. It really looks like a Royal Main Val that took a sledgehammer to the skull. It's like what they wanted a Lada, but they've just had batteries.
Sorry,
oh my
Lee's
god,
just
that
killed.
angle looks even worse.
Oh, that real braille bread in mail van joke fucking killed us. Sorry.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to drive around in this bad boy?
I really would. I
Why does it
need
not
it.
have any? Is it like a minivan? Is it like a little van or something? Because it's got no back windows.
Why does it have holes?
Well, it can reach a top speed of 65 miles an hour.
I mean, I like the concept. I just don't like how it looks. It looks horrendous.
I mean, also, I don't think the wheels of a car should be like 1/10 the size of the
I
vehicle.
think
Yeah,
it should. It's
it looks-
adorable.
It's very yeah.
I love that it will come with a 25 kilowatt battery.
Is that a good battery? I don't know
No,
electric
a
cars. Is that a good
25
battery?
kilowatt battery. I'm pretty sure a lawnmower has that.
I honestly, I've got no idea. I don't know electric cars.
I mean, of course, motorists will also be able to rent batteries instead of buying them.
That's probably actually. Do you know what it is? That's probably not a bad model because batteries degrade over time, don't they? So, like, if you're renting batteries, they can just when it gets a bit tired, you can just swap it out for a new one.
Exactly. And obviously this is a new car. Now, I thought we'd look at the cars of electric history past.
Ah, yeah. There's been some really cool electric cars in the past.
Now,
Also, they're a lot older than you think.
oh yes, they are, and we will come across them. So, the Reva G Wiz. There we go.
Oh,
Oh my god, that's not even that bad.
It's not terrible. It's not great. It's not
Yeah,
terrible.
it's not as bad as the last one.
It's not as bad as the last one.
I hope
the
you know that all
Machinda,
of these cars. I mean, that's
E-Tool.
just ugly.
It's not great. It's like a
That's
car
kind of fiddly,
got
yeah.
squished. It's like someone put one of the sliders in games and just was like, I'll move the chin slider inwards. Ah yes, Think City.
That's cute. It looks like a
It's
bug.
fine. There's like nothing wrong with that.
Or what about the Sinclair C5?
Oh man, that's beautiful.
That's
it looks
a
like one of those. You know,
Tron bike.
it looks like something. It looks like you'd buy that from like Toys R Us or something.
It does.
These
it's
are
from the
like
80s.
worth a lot of money now. A lot
yeah.
of money because of collector's items. There's one in the MoMA, the art museum. I'm pretty sure.
I like that it goes at a top speed of 15 miles an hour because it has a 12-volt battery. Ah yes, the Smart 4.2 electric drive.
Yeah,
First
it's so
iteration, of
cute.
course.
It's a cutie patootie.
It is cute, bit ugly though. The Milk Float.
Yes, standard.
Yep.
I mean, again, there's like nothing wrong with that.
Corbin Sparrow. Yes, Jeremy Corbyn's Sparrow.
That actually looks like something Jeremy Corbyn would drive. Let's be perfectly honest.
It looks so bizarre. It looks like the 50s just
Is it
jumped
just like a
into the
single
future.
seater?
Now, obviously, you see Flybo. That's interesting. There's no picture. Would you like to see a picture of Flybo?
I would, yes.
Here's Flybo.
Oh,
This looks like a knockoff smart car.
yeah, knock
Yeah,
off
just a
smart car
knockoff
for
smart
sure.
car. Now, obviously, the Serbig Vanguard
Oh!
Inc. Sintra.
Babs, I've got a thing for square cars. Mackie D, you don't understand. This is like my ideal car.
like a-
This
like
is
a
your
wedge of cheese.
ideal car.
Yes.
You want something that looks like it's a flipper from Robot Wars.
Yes, I do. Because he's so misunderstood. Look at him with all his angles. Oh,
And
no.
finally, this thing. What do you think the Brazilian Itapu looks like?
I hope it's half as cute as the one that you've just showed us. Cause
Oh,
that's
it
quite
is.
adorable.
It's more. It's just your trapezoid.
It's
That's
even better.
incredible. I
It's
love
got
it.
more angles. Oh, Mackie D, I hope you know that if you ever win the lottery, you have to buy me 2 of these.
I could probably fit like a single art tube in that car. That's so
I'll tell you
small.
right now, the rear, it's filled with 4 batteries. There's no boot.
Oh, I
It's
need
just
it.
4 batteries.
Oh, I need it so badly.
Also, How do you think the door opens?
I
It's
hope
from
it's through the
I've
roof.
seen these before. It's from the front, isn't it? Like, isn't that the front just opens up? Or
The door opens, but it opens up. So you see how the hinges there look like it opens up from like a normal door?
yeah,
No, it opens up at an angle, moving directly up and to the left.
oh, like so, kind of like a
shitty
Lambo door. It
DeLorean.
just opens up just like vertically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need it in my life. I need 12. I need. Oh my god, square cars. I love them.
Now, I was going to cover weird illegal food, but what I'll do is I think we'll call it there for now, and I'll save this for next time.
Sounds like a plan to me.
And there was a thing, because I did say, April said she knew the dish from France. We will mention that one. Do you know what the dish was? The illegal dish in France?
I think it's the dish that you put a cloth over your head because God can't see it, and it's made out of baby chicks or something like that. It's like something.
Yes, it is called ortolan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it's like you put a sheet over your head because God can't see it because it's that.
So God can't see through the sheet.
Yeah, well, technically there's two theories about why. So the idea, there's the food theory is that you're meant to put it over your head and put your face really close to the bowl so that your entire face and being can absorb all the scent and flavors of the dish. The other thing is because it's so barbaric and illegal and banned, is that the tablecloth is meant to hide your shame from God, because
But
what you're doing
everybody's
is
gonna
horrible.
know what you're doing when like they bring the dish out and you put the tablecloth over your head.
Yeah, but God doesn't.
God doesn't know. God's
How
like,
does
what
God
are they
not
doing
know?
over
Like,
there?
The
Why they got a
omnipotent,
tablecloth?
omniscient God doesn't know that you're eating a baby bird because you've got a towel, because you've got a bloody.
Well, you
tablecloth
see
over your
the
head.
tablecloth where the plates are is white, and the tablecloth over your head is white. It's like camo.
Yeah, God
Okay,
doesn't.
have you?
Camel from
You've
God.
only ever seen God looking down. You've never seen him looking to the side.
That's true. Yes.
He only does bird's eye views. He's playing everything on a top down. He's like he's playing top down shooters. But yes, that is the end of weird news this week.
That was the first one of the. Was that the first one?
First one of the year. First one of the year. Yeah.
Amazing.
Now, obviously, I do have some games planned for next time, but I am still a little bit sick, so we shall call it there for now. So, thank you, Lee and April, for joining me.
It was a pleasure as always.
No worries. Thank you so much. I always have fun on this. Thank you very much.
And thank you, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you found some fun, silly stories. But from all of us here, we shall catch you later. Goodbye!
Bye.
Bye.